Alright guys, what's going on? Halloween is here. That means we are going to be running down Mobile Cup of Joe's top 5 worst phones and tablets of the past couple of years. So we're going to run through the top 5 scariest phones and tablets, or the worst ones. These can be worst in terms of bad processors, bad contracts, bad timing of the release, or whatever makes them truly crappy choices of mobile devices. But before we go any further, please go ahead and grab that coffee cup, fill it up, bring it over, and sit on down. Take a swig from your Mobile Cup of Joe. Hey guys, what's going on? Joe here for Mobile Cup of Joe, and I am in the studio alone by myself today. As you can see, Zach is not here with us. He was busy today, and we are still trying to wait for some feedback on what you guys thought of Zach co-hosting the show with me. So it would really help us out if you would please drop a comment in the description below of the previous video we posted about with me and Zach co-hosting the show, because we really want to see how you guys think of having a second co-host on the show with us. So please remember to do that after you watch this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe. But like I said in the intro, talking about the top 5 scariest or worst phones and tablets that have released the past couple of years. We're taking a little bit easy, being a little bit set back today. As you can see, I've got my weird costume here, just throwing the hat and the jacket. I had a pretty awesome Slenderman costume actually. I'll provide a link in the description below to a little album I created of the Slenderman costume. I was going to wear it today for you guys, but it takes like 20 minutes to put on, and I got to put the tie on. And I know it's sad, I'm 15 years old, but I still don't know how to put on a tie, so check out the album after this video as well to see my awesome Slenderman costume. We're also, like I said, taking a casual with the costume, and I'm using my laptop today. I will very rarely use the laptop on the show for these videos, but take it easy today. And number 5 on our top 5 list of the scariest phones and tablets ever is the Toshiba Excite 13. So the Toshiba Excite 13 actually came out earlier this year. I believe it was like back in March or so. And the Toshiba Excite 13 is really not a bad tablet. It has a quad-core processor shipped with Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich, and I believe there are plans for it to be updated to Android 4.1 Jelly Bean. And it has a 13-inch display though. This is where you really see why this device is on our number 5 for our top 5 scariest mobile devices ever released, because 13 inches is a lot of screen real estate. Computer tablets, tablet PCs, whatever you want to call them, a tablet is supposed to be a very portable miniature computer that you can fit into a purse or a tote or a handbag or a book bag or whatever. With 13 inches of screen real estate, while that gives you a lot of viewing, it's great for like watching movies or stuff, or playing games, because you have 13 inches of a display, it is not portable whatsoever. This is like 14 or 15 inches here on my laptop. The Toshiba Excite 13 is basically this whole screen right here. Maybe a couple inches smaller, or an inch or so smaller. This is pretty much the screen size you're going to get on the Toshiba Excite 13, and that's not portable. Sure, you know, it'll only be from like here to here, you're not going to get the keyboard, but that's still not portable at all. And with the device having a 13-inch screen, let me get my specs on here. The PPI, or pixels per inch, is only 138. That's less than 180 PPI. 138 PPI is a downright terrible resolution, especially if you're watching movies or playing games. You're not going to get an HD display, and that is really a downside of the Toshiba Excite 13, because it runs really smooth. And I really like the processors that Toshiba implemented into this tablet, but 13 inches is just ridiculously large and just not going to cut it for the tablet market. But coming up on number 4 on our list, we have got the Sharp Aquos Hybrid. I hope I pronounced that right. This phone I had actually never heard about until probably 5 minutes ago. I hopped on some websites and was looking up some phones or tablets that have been released in the past months and past couple of years, and I found the Sharp Aquos Hybrid. So you can see in the picture in the corner of the screen, this is a flip phone that is running Android 2.3 Gingerbread, which was the latest version of Android when it released at the time, but has a very small screen size. And it just, I don't know if I'm trying to get the idea of this. It's a flip phone with Android operating system running on it. I can see the novelty of it with a 16 megapixel camera on the back. It's just a really odd device with a really nice looking camera, 16 megapixels. That was crazy, especially for 2011 when this phone was released. But for that small of a screen size and for a flip phone form factor, I really don't see a use for that. Android is meant to be touch-based, and while this phone is touch-based, I don't see a need for having all of those dialer buttons with Android. It's just a very odd device, and I appreciate Sharp trying to be innovative and trying to release something different aside from your standard, just full-on touchscreen Android phones, but it was just a failed idea, and I'm sure many of you have never heard about this, or all of you have never heard about this, but that's because this is just such a failed product, and Android operating system was never meant to be implemented into a flip phone form factor. But going on to number 3 on our top 5 scariest phones and tablets released the past couple of years is the Sony Tablet P. So the Sony Tablet P was actually released earlier this year. It is a tablet with like two screens on it that come together to like form a 6-inch screen size or whatever, and then you can fold those together to make this kind of very small, pocketable form factor for the tablet. And it's a cool idea to have dual screens on a tablet, I guess, but there is a ginormous and tremendous black bezel running through the middle of the device, and it just looks absolutely terrible. And if you're watching movies or playing games or whatever, you're going to have this huge black bezel running through the middle of your tablet, and that is just going to distract a ton of people. I know it would drive me nuts if I ever had that huge black bezel running through the middle of my screen. It's just an annoyance, and I don't know if it gets in the way or not. I've never been able to get my hands on this tablet, but I don't know who would really have a use for these dual screens. We had seen the dual screens in other Android devices, as we'll get into another dual screen device in our number 2 on our list. But dual screens have just never worked for Android or really any phone ever. Especially Android, it's just a novelty. It makes the device chunkier and thicker and less portable, and especially with that bezel, it's going to drive a lot of people nuts, and it just was a failed design. Again, Sony trying to be a little bit more innovative than your standard tablet. I guess that you have to give them some credit for that, but still, it's just a very crappy tablet, never succeeded, and that's why it's on our number 3 of the list. But coming in at number 2 is the Kyocera Echo. So the Kyocera Echo released again in 2011, I believe it was like in January or February or March. It was in at least the quarter 1 of 2011, and this is yet another dual screen Android device, except this time it was a phone, but had a single core processor and a 5 megapixel camera, which even for 2011 were some pretty low ass specs. And again, the dual screens just makes the device chunkier and less portable, and especially on a phone, it's more of a novelty. You still have just 2 screens, and they were talking about how you can watch YouTube videos on one, and go and get on Facebook or text on the other screen. But who really has a purpose for that? I know it seems like it would be good for multitasking, but it just looks so confusing, really unintuitive. And again, trying to be innovative, these companies, but unfortunately when they do try to be innovative, it just gives us the results of really crappy products, and that's why Kyocera Echo is on our number 2 of the list. But coming in at number 1 is the ZTE Render. Now the ZTE Render is a Windows Phone 7 running, more specifically, Windows Phone 7.8. Now, Windows Phone 7 is not a bad mobile operating system at all. I have got my hands on Windows Phone 7 multiple times, and I absolutely love the tiled design. I love the simplicity of it, and I just love everything about how Windows Phone 7 looks, feels, and operates, and it is actually probably one of my most favorite mobile operating systems for a smartphone. But the ZTE Render is running, like I said, Windows Phone 7.8. Keep in mind, Microsoft did state that no Windows Phone 7 devices would be upgradable to Windows Phone 8, which comes out now in a matter of days, folks. In a matter of days, Windows Phone 8 is going to be released, and none of these Windows 7 phone devices will be upgraded to Windows Phone 8. And the ZTE Render, while it is a good budget phone with a dual-core processor and a 5 megapixel camera with LED flash, coming in at $150 with a 2-year contract on US Cellular, this is one of the worst timed releases of any mobile device. Computer, camera, phone, tablet, you name it, desktop computer. This is some of the worst timing release date of a product I have seen, or that I can at least remember, in a very long period of time. You're gonna get this phone a 2-year contract when Windows Phone 8 comes out in, like I said, a matter of days. If this phone had come out 2 years or even a year earlier, it would have been a really great choice for a budget Windows Phone 7 phone. But coming out now, I don't see how US Cellular even allowed the ZTE render to be available on their network, because it's just a terrible deal. I cannot stress enough how bad this timing is, and it's really a shame that ZTE couldn't get this phone out sooner, because if they had, I'm sure it could have been a real success for people on a budget when they get their hands on Windows Phone mobile operating system. But coming out now, it's just a terrible timing, and it's a true unfortunate that it's coming out now. But guys, there you have it, our top 5 list of the scariest phones and or tablets to have come out in the past couple of years. Do you guys agree with this top 5 list? Do you disagree? Comment below, let us know what you think the worst phone or tablet is out there on the market currently. And guys, go ahead and send us some of your Halloween pictures. Tell us what you're going to be dressed up for Halloween, and send some pictures, post them on our wall on Facebook, or send them to us on Twitter, whatever, or send your pictures to us at our email at josephmartin1@gmail.com. That is our Mobile Cup of Joe email. Go ahead, send us some pictures, and if you do, we might feature them in our next episode of Mobile Cup of Joe if we get any pictures sent to us. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please go ahead, hit the like button if you liked it. It takes 1 second to do so. It really helps support the show. And if you want to show your support towards the show even more, go ahead, hit the subscribe button right there for more Mobile Cup of Joe videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful weekend, have a wonderful Halloween, and I'm going to kick back, relax, and have my Rice Krispie treat and enjoy my Halloween Eve. Thank you guys for watching. Have a fun, safe Halloween. Please I hope you guys have a safe time. Please do not go out and get drunk or get in a car crash. We don't want you guys to go to the hospital. But please have fun, have a safe Halloween, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.